So how do we know if a currency has a high or low demand? Yan talaga yung tanong eh. Paano natin malaman? Ganito yon. Introducing the BEAT framework. Dito ako, ito yung basis ko on how I know whether may high demand ang isang currency or not. So ganito lang yan. The BEAT framework is a step-by-step framework. Parang every week, dumadaan ako dito sa step-by-step framework na to. For example, step 1, ayun, letter B, titignan ko broad market view. Step 2, E, economics. Step 3, A, analysis of investors. And step 4, mate formula. So I'm going to explain this as we go along. Okay? So yon. So tandaan nyo lang to. Tandaan nyo lang yung framework na to. Okay, na step by step to and 4 steps to. Okay, hindi pwede mag-skip ng isang step. Okay, kasi magiging incomplete yung data mo to make an entry. Right? So ganito yun. First, we have the broad market view. So ano yung broad market view? Yung ano kasi, yung pag sinabi natin the market, hindi lang to nagsasakop ng forex market. Okay? Meron din tayong tinatawag na stock market, which is yung companies naman, yung stocks ng companies. Okay? Aside from that, meron din tayong commodities market, which is yung may gold, yung may silver. Yan. Ay, alam ko madami naman din sa inyo nagte-trade ng gold. Yan. And silver if meron. So, kasama dyan ang oil. For those na nagte-trade ng oil. Kasama na yan sa commodities market. Okay? Forex market naman ay foreign exchange, meaning yung mga currencies. Ganyan. So lahat-lahat na yan may kanya-kanyang market. And ito kasi yung thing, lahat sila ay interconnected. Kapag kunyari ito sa overall stock market, may galaw, paminsan na-affect din ang forex market. Kapag may effect din yung gold or yung commodities market, may effect din yun sa forex market. So as a trader, or as a retail trader rather, kailangan may clear or parang may understanding lang tayo kung ano nangyayari sa overall markets, yung financial markets sa buong mundo. Bakit? Kasi dito natin malalaman kung ano yung risk appetite ng mga participants. Again, gusto natin makisunod sa mga banks, hedge funds, and companies. We want to know what they're doing, especially yung mga hedge funds and banks. Okay? Kasi sila yung smart money. Sila yung may malaking funds and alam nila yung ginagawa nila. Right? So we want to know whether they are buying or selling and ano yung binabuy and sell nila. Alright? So by knowing yung broad market view or yung overall financial market, malaman natin kung sinong currencies ang in demand. Okay? Yon. So ito yung start natin ng how, pero introduction pa lang. Okay, we'll get deeper into that as we go along. Pero yun, bibigay ako ng onting introduction dito. So ngayon, currencies. Meron tayong ilang currencies ba? We have GBP, Euro, AUD, NZD, CAD, CHF, USD, JPY. So mga 8 currencies meron tayo sa listahan. Ngayon, itong 8 na to, may category siya. Okay? May category siya. May pwede siyang i-categorize into 2 kinds, which is risk on or risk off. Okay? So ito yon. Para may idea lang kayo. Risk on currencies are GBP, Euro, AUD, NZD, and CAD. Okay? Risk on currencies. Risk off is USD, CHF, and JPY. Okay? Coach, anong meaning ng risk on and risk off? Bakit may ganitong category? Ganito kasi yan. Depende sa kung ano nangyayari sa mundo, yung mga investors ay nagpa-park ng pera nila doon sa either risk off or risk on currencies. For example, nagkaroon tayo ng lockdown nung last year, March 2020, di ba? Yung mga investors, gusto nila i-park yung pera nila sa risk-off currencies. Bakit? Kasi, ayan, yung mga USD, JPY, CHF. Bakit? Kasi yung mga economy ni US, sa Switzerland and sa Japan ay steady. So sige, pag risk off tayo, ayun. Syempre naman kapag may economic crisis, ayaw naman ng investors na maglagay ng pera nila sa aggressive investments. So maglalagay sila ng pera nila doon sa tinatawag na risk off or safe currencies. Safe sa pera nila kasi steady lang yung mga currencies na to. Hence, risk off. Okay? Ngayon, kapag walang global economic situation, walang crisis, edi ilalagay nila sa risk on naman, which is yung diniscuss natin kanina, GBP, Euro, AUD, NZD, and CAD. Yon. Ganyan yun. So, you can categorize currencies either risk on sila or risk off. Okay? So kung risk on ang market, meaning walang global economic crisis or nagre-recover ang economy from a global economic crisis, then most likely bumibili sila ng risk on currencies, which are these 5. And let's say if nagkaroon ng isa pang global lockdown, yan, katulad ng March 20, yung ganun kalala, then most likely yung mga tao ay lilipat or yung mga banks, hedge funds, ganyan, lilipat nila yung pera nila sa USD, CHF, and JPY. Okay, ganyan nag-work yan. Okay? So yun, ganyan yung broad market view, whether risk on or risk off. So in the succeeding days, doon naman tayo magdi-discuss. Paano natin i-classify kung risk on or risk off ang currency? Alright? So ngayon, introduction pa lang. Yan. So next is letter E or economics. So ganito kasi yan. Let's say risk on si market. Kunyari lang. 'Di ba meron tayong 5 currencies to choose from. Ang economics naman ay ang magbibigay ng rank. Sino dito sa 5 ang pinakamalakas? Sino dito sa 5 ang pinakamahina? Parang ganyan. So, the strength of a currency is dependent on the strength of the economy that has the currency. So, for example, yung currency ni US ay USD. Kung malakas ang economy ni US, lalakas naturally yung USD in the long term. Pero kung mahina yan, edi ihina din yung USD. Okay? So, we can use economics or meron naman din tayo metrics dito in order to know out of yung, kunyari, 5 na risk on, sino dyan yung pinakamalakas, sino dyan yung pinakamahina. Okay? And like I said, di ba kanina sinabi ko, kapag risk on ang market, let's say malakas yung risk appetite ng market, then we will buy risk on currencies. And then we will sell risk off currencies. So pwede natin mag-pair ng GBP and USD, for example, in a high risk on appetite market. Yan. And then after that, syempre, before we pair which currencies to buy, which currencies to trade, kailangan natin malaman din kung sino dyan yung pinakamahina, sino dyan yung pinakamalakas, then we can pair them. Okay? At least this way, hindi nyo na kailangan maghula. Baka check ko yung Euro JPY, check ko yung Euro USD, or analyze ko nga lang lahat, tapos kung sino dyan may opportunity, doon ako papasok. Sobrang dami mong i-analyze kapag ginawa mo yun. At least with this, meron tayong broad market view, which is letter B, and yung economics, pwede natin i-screen out yung mga high quality currency pairs to trade. At least alam na natin. Okay? Ngayon, etong B and E na sinasabi ko ngayon, yung kinukwento ko ngayon, yan yung fundamental analysis na sinasabi ni Coach Job nung una. Okay, this is fundamental analysis using economics and overall yun, broad market view para malaman kung maganda to i-trade o hindi. And this is what the experts look at. Okay? Yan. Example, yun. Nagbigay ako ng example kanina, pero I'll give another example. Yun. Si market ay risk on. Na-determine natin, si market ay risk on. So dapat, bibili tayo ng either GBP, Euro, CAD, NZD, or AUD. And then we sell USD, CHF, and JPY. Okay? Gagamitin natin yung economics para malaman kung kanino dito or sino dito sa ilan to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 currencies. Yan. 5 currencies yung pinakamalakas. Then syempre yung pinakamalakas yung ibabay natin agad. Parang ganyan. And then syempre magsisell tayo ng USD, CHF and JPY, di ba? Titignan natin kung sino dito yung pinakamahina sa mga risk-off na currencies. Kasi we're planning to sell them, di ba? So, in essence, kapag kinonect mo yung dalawa, kunyari, mag-connect ka ng isang risk-on and isang risk-off, then you are, let's say, GBP USD. You are buying GBP USD. Kasi yung mangyari, binebet mo yung, yung pera mo sa appreciation of GBP and depreciation of USD. Okay? So in essence, yung economics na pinagsasabi natin will give you the ranking. Okay? Sino dito yung pinakamalakas, sino dito yung pinakamahina. Yun. So at least with that, yung mangyari, pwede mo as I said, pwede mo talaga i-screen out yung currency pairs. Hindi na ganun kahirap. Okay? So yun, next is letter A, analysis of experts or the investors. So, ganito kasi yan. Noong free sem, if naalala nyo, parati kong sinasabi, okay, one of the best ways to trade like an expert without actually becoming an expert is to follow what they do. So, ginamit ko yung surfer analogy, tailgate natin yung experts. So, ganito rin yun. Nandito na yan sa letter A. I-analyze natin yung ginagawa nila. So, if for those na nag-attend ng free sem ko, meron tayong CFTC, 'di ba? Yung basically it tells you yung buy and sell orders ng big players. Okay? So kung meron tayong data na ganyan, which i-discuss ko rin in the next webinars, then alam natin kung saan ilalagay yung pera. For example, syempre naman, yung let's say ito example naman din. GBP ganyan. Kung madaming nagbabay, according to our data, di dapat mag-buy din tayo. So, parang ganyan yung idea. Okay? So, what is the basis of the buy and sell orders of the experts? Like I said a while ago, yung mga experts ay tumitingin sa broad market view and economics. Okay? Yan yung basis nila. Right? So, yung BNE of the BEAT framework allows you to understand how experts choose their currencies. So, sila nga, tinitignan nila yung broad market view and economics of each currency pair. Siyempre, successful silang traders. Okay, mga malalaki to and may alam. So, if they do it, dapat gawin din natin yan. Kasi sila yung expert eh. Ayan. So, dapat maki-leverage tayo sa expertise nila. Right? So, yung buy and sell orders na nakikita natin sa may CFTC, okay? Yung basis ng mga big players na yan ay yung analysis nila on the broad market view and economics of each currency. Okay? So in a way, the analysis of experts, yung portion na to will allow us to confirm kung aligned ba yung trading bias natin sa kanila o hindi. Okay? Tama ba yung ginagawa ko? Tama ba yung pinagagawa ko? Sige nga, confirm ko sa mga sinasabi ng experts. Okay? Oh, ito yung trading bias ng mga experts. So mukhang tama ako. Yan. So So ganun yung ganun yung analysis of experts. So ito, bigyan ko ulit ako ng example. Let's say risk on ng market, na-determine natin, risk on na siya. And then out of yung 6 ba yan? Alam ba yung GBP, Euro, CAD, AUD, NZD. So yun, out of yung 5 na risk on, GBP is the strongest. Yan. Tapos may 3 risk off tayo, di ba? Tapos nalaman natin JPY is the weakest. So according to yung CFTC or yung COT report natin, na-confirm natin, the big players are placing more buy orders than sell orders in GBP. In other words, gusto nila mag-buy pa ng GBP. Okay? So that means willing pa sila i-push up yung price ng GBP. Kasi according to their analysis, palakas ng palakas yung economy ng UK. So, alam nila akit nga talaga yung GBP. Ang ginagawa nila ay tinutulungan lang nila i-push yung GBP. And then, conversely, according to the CFTC or COT report, yung big players are placing more sell orders than buy orders in JPY. In other words, nagsisell pa sila ng JPY. Ayaw nila maghawak ng JPY. Okay? So if we go back to yung market psychology lesson natin, pwede natin sabihin na ang GBP ay in demand, ang JPY ay walang masyadong demand. So therefore, we buy GBP, JPY. Yan. Okay? And then, syempre, yung last part is technical analysis of yung beat formula, yung letter T, which is yung mate formula natin. Okay? So, yun. Just to review, ito. Meron tayong 4 steps of yung mate formula, which is market trend, malaman natin packet or pababa, area of value, saan tayo papasok, trigger, timing, kailan tayo papasok, and exit strategy, kailan tayo mag-exit. Yan. So as you can see, no, yung beat formula, talagang step by step siya. Ini-encompass yung outside, yung broad market to our very own entry. Okay? Yun nangyari, ano nangyari sa buong market? Tapos after that, sino dito yung pinakamalakas na pairs to trade? Ayan. Sige, tapos confirm pa natin. Ito ba yung ginagawa ng mga experts? Okay, sige, confirm pa natin. Saan ako papasok? And then, saan ako mag-exit? Right? So, ganyan gumagana ang beat formula in relation also to the mate formula. Kasi yung mate formula is part of the beat framework. Okay? So, if we will summarize it, sige, tagalogin natin. Step 1, anong klaseng currencies yung ititrade ko? Risk on or risk off? Yan. Step 2, alin dyan sa mga currencies ang pinakamalakas at pinakamahina? Okay? Yun. Step 3, ano ang ginagawa ng mga expert? Okay? Step 4, saan ako papasok? Yan. So ito, step 1, B to. Step 2, E. Step 3, A. And step 4, T. Yan. Basically, ganyan siya. Okay?